I want to thank you for joining us again for another episode of Sermon Highlights. We're here with our pastor, Dr. Harold Thomas III, and I want to thank you for coming back here and just sharing with us the highlights, the main points of your sermon today. The topic, remind us of the topic.
Prayer, the answer we need.
Prayer, the answer we need. And I remember you were teaching from Mark 9, which there's a story where a father came to Christ on behalf of the son, right? And he said, Lord, if you can, have mercy on us. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's an interesting story. The story, Mark chapter 9, we talk about the son that was healed or delivered from demon possession. Demon possession, there was an unclean spirit in him. And so we have Jesus coming from the Mount of Transfiguration. He took with him his three disciples, James, Peter, and John, and he took them with him. And so now they're returning. And when Christ returns with his three disciples from the Mount of Transfiguration, there was a debate going on.
Yes.
Christ's disciples, the other 9, are arguing, debating with the leaders, the religious leader of the time. So Jesus sensed the argument, so Jesus asked, what's going on? And so before the disciples can respond or the religious leader, a man pops in and says, Jesus, I brought my son to your disciples. I asked them to please deliver them from this unclean spirit, this demon. And because when this demon takes possession of him, he caused all kinds of epilepsy and foaming at the mouth and doing all types of things. But they could not heal him.
Right.
So Jesus is like, okay, how long I'm gonna be around y'all and y'all don't have any belief? Your unbelief is hurting you. And so then Jesus moves around and he says, where is he? Because the religious leaders were saying Jesus and his disciples were fraud because they could not cast out the demon. So Jesus sets it up and he says, where's the boy? Bring him here. And as the boy approaching, the demon takes possession and he's foaming at the mouth and he's being thrown down and all kinds of things are happening to him. So Jesus sees this going on. He asks the dad, how long has this been happening? The dad said from his childhood. He takes it, flips him and does all kinds of things. And so as the father was talking, the father says something very unique.
Yeah.
He says, if you can do anything, if you can do something, Jesus, have compassion on us, have mercy on us, and help us. Interesting, Jesus says, so he asked Jesus, if you can do anything. Jesus said, if I can do something. Jesus comes back and says, if you can believe.
Right. Yeah.
So they both ask the question of possibilities, probabilities.
Yes.
If you can
do
this. Jesus says, if you can believe. So the man does something fantastic here. He says, Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief.
That was smart.
Yes.
That was
genius. It was also honest. It was authentic.
From the heart.
It was real. It was from the heart because the original language says he kind of yelled it out from the depths of his soul. Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. He acknowledged that he believes. He had enough faith to get to Jesus, but did he have faith and confidence to trust Jesus that he can? Many people acknowledge Jesus as Lord and Savior.
Right.
But do they trust him with his life, with your life?
When it comes to it.
Yes. Yeah. Do you trust Jesus on the tough areas of your life, his ability to heal? And so another thing I love about this is a couple of things. The man professes that he believes, but he lacks faith in some areas. So he cried out to Jesus, help my unbelief. Remember, if you can't confess it, you won't conquer it. As though he had rich faith, but actually did it, he can never get the help.
Right.
But as long as he acknowledges, I got a weakness, I'm not believing far enough, Jesus, help my unbelief. It's just like someone that stays in denial. Until you as an addict acknowledge that I am an addict, acknowledge it, you won't progress.
Right.
If you never acknowledge that you have a problem, you won't progress. And Jesus brings us to that point many times. So go ahead.
So I'm listening to you. So he's not looking for perfection.
No.
He's just looking for your
authenticity, honesty.
Yeah, your honesty, just to come to him.
Yes. And see, all Jesus does, he will put you in a position, let's be real.
Yeah.
Are you going to be a real man? Jesus knows where you are.
Right.
This boy, his situation did not catch Jesus by surprise. Was he aware that the Father had an issue in trusting him? Because this Father asked if you can do anything. Jesus says, if you can believe, all things are possible. He says, listen, I'm not limited by possibilities. I can do anything. And when the Father confessed that, bam, Jesus takes the boy by the hand and he's healed. He tells that demon to get out of that boy, and that boy is healed. Now, there's 2 miracles that occurred there, 2 deliverance, 2 wonders. One is the boy's healed and made whole, and the Father has a renewed confidence and faith and growth in Jesus. So when they go home, this is a father that's transformed by his contact with Jesus, and this is a son that's transformed by his contact
So the
with
Father came on behalf of the Son.
Jesus. Yes. And it was the Father's faith.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I know where you were going with that. That's right. It's the Father's faith that made the difference.
Man.
And his faith is what brought healing to his son. Oh, man, that's a lot for all of us as interceders.
Wow.
If we're going to pray to Jesus about healing our children, we got to believe that God can, because all things are possible. So it doesn't matter how far our children have gone.
Yes.
This boy is demon possessed. Satan has possession of him. Satan takes possession of us in every area of our lives when we decide to walk away from Christ.
Yeah.
So to not choose Christ is to choose by default the enemy.
Yes.
And he will not let go by the demonstration of how he treated the boy when he was trying to come to Christ. So we must come to the point where God can work the impossible. But we got to believe that God can heal, deliver our children. He can heal and deliver our loved ones. He can restore marriages. He can restore homes. He can restore health. He can do anything. He can pay the bills. He can do it all. He's awesome.
And Jesus is saying, hey, listen, stop playing church.
Yes.
Be real with me.
Yes.
I'll be real with you.
That's it. That's it. Be authentic.
Yeah.
Be honest.
That's a lesson for us today.
Yes, man.
That's a big lesson.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we come and we act as if, you know, we're this and we're that. And it's just humble yourself. Be real. He knows you. And you know yourself.
Yes.
So who are you fooling?
It's fooling yourself.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was a powerful message.
Yes, yes.
That was a powerful message. And I want to thank you for coming back here and sharing the highlights with us. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.